In this example, we need to find the derivative of the given function 4 plus 8x minus 5x squared, but using the definition of the derivative. So let's try to do that. So here, as you understand, the question is actually just to find the derivative of this function. That means find f prime of x, right? But it say use the definition of the derivative, and the definition of the derivative to find the derivative of the function is find the difference quotient of the function, which is f of x plus h minus f of x, and then everything underneath that will be just h, right? That is the difference quotient. Just try to see how that behaves when h gets closer and closer to 0. So this limit of the difference quotient will give you the derivative of the function. So this is the actual definition of the derivative, and we need to use that to find the derivative of the function. So let's try to do here. So to find the derivative by using this definition, what I actually want to do here is call the 4-step process. We can use that to find the limit of this difference quotient, which is just first we try to find what is f of x plus h. Okay, so we try to first find what is f of x plus h, and then after that we try to find the difference between that. We try to subtract f of x from that, f of x plus h, and then that means we get the numerator over here, right? And then whatever expression we get, we divide that by h, and then only at the end on that difference quotient we take the limit. So let's try to use that 4-step process here. So if you just want to follow the 4-step process, we just need to find first what is f of x plus h. So which is on this case, we just need to find the function at x plus h, right? Which can be done by, okay, the function is 4 plus 8 times x, right? So instead of 8 times x, the x can be replaced now by x plus h, and then minus, now that x over here 5x squared, that need to be written as square of x plus h, and this is how we find the function at x plus h, right? But since we need to subtract f of x from the given function here on the difference quotient, I actually want to expand this expression. So let's try to see how can we do that. So here to expand this, okay, you can see here 4 is a constant, right, then as it is, plus, and then here is 8 is a constant, but it is multiplied with x plus h, so we need to distribute by 8 to these both terms. So when we do that, we get 8x plus 8h, right? And then also over here we need to first expand what is the square of x plus h, and then distribute by -5. But you can clearly see here, if we have square of x plus h, that means x plus h multiply with x plus h, right? And then by using the FOIL, we get x times x multiplied together, we get x squared, x times h, we get x times h, h times x, we get again x times h, and then h times h multiplied together, we get h squared. On that case, we get x squared plus combine the like term, we get 2 times x times h plus h squared. This is the expansion of square of x plus h, and here we need to distribute by -5. So let's distribute by -5 to this expansion, and then what we get here is -5 times x squared will be -5x squared, -5 times 2xh will be 10, -10xh, -5 times h squared will be -5h squared. So this is the expansion of f of x plus h. Now after that, let's try to find f of x plus h minus f of x. That means whatever you have at the top of this difference quotient. Okay, so you want to find that. And how do you find it? Well, we have already figured out f of x plus h, so copy that, right? And then subtract the given function from this. So the given function is 4 plus 8x minus 5x squared, right? We just need to subtract that from the f of x plus h. So let's try to see what type of expression we get. So here is 4 plus 8x. I'm just copying the expression for the function f of x plus h, right? Minus 5h squared. Now let's distribute by the negative sign on each of these terms, then you can clearly see the sign will be changed. So we'll have negative 4 minus 8x plus 5x square. Now if you can combine the like term here, so positive 4 negative 4 we can combine, we get 0. Positive 8x negative 8x, when we combine we get 0. Negative 5x square positive 5x square, when we combine we get 0. So on that case we just have 8h minus 10 times xh minus 5h square. So this is a kind of second step of this 4-step process. Now let's try to do the third one, which is just find the difference quotient itself, which is f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. So we are just trying to figure out what is this difference quotient, right? And that is actually equal to, we already figured out the top part right over here in the previous step, so which is 8h minus 10 times xh minus 5h square, and everything underneath that will be h. Do you think that we can take something, we can simplify this? I see at least h is a common factor. We can take that out. Then on that case we'll have 8 minus 10x minus 5h, right? Underneath that we have h. So in that case we see a common factor here which we can cancel out, and then it turns out that this is then equal to 8 minus 10x minus 5h. So this is a kind of third step, right? And the final step is actually just to find the limit here. So let's do that here. So then we can find the limit on this difference quotient that we have figured out, which is exactly the same expression here, right? And that is 8 minus 10x minus 5h. And what will happen over here when h gets closer and closer to 0? 8 is independent of h, so it will be as it is. Negative 10x is also independent of h, so these expression will be independent of h, so they will be always same, right? 8 minus 10x when h gets closer and closer to 0. But then minus 5h, which depend on h, 5h, this expression approaches to 0, right? When h gets closer and closer to 0, on that case we get the limit of this difference quotient is actually equal to 8 minus 10x. So if that is the case, then this is the derivative of the given function 4 plus 8x minus 5x square by using the definition of the derivative.